What's going on, guys? Mr. T here, presenting a nice match of drone I got the other day when I was playing with some amigos of mine. If you look at the scoreboard, we have the full lobby filled up on our team. That's 6 people, and that doesn't happen a whole lot for me. I'm sure with other people it does, but it's pretty rare to have like a full team of your friends who are all in a party chat playing, all having fun. You feel unstoppable, you feel like you can't lose. When you're playing with friends in just about any game, at least for me, it's hard to not have fun. So that's kind of one of my I don't know, that's one of the main reasons why I play games in the first place is, fun. That's the purpose, isn't it? Am I incorrect in believing that? But I don't really want to talk about the gameplay too much. I'm gonna mention something here though, real early on. This first life lasts frickin' forever. Um, it's pretty boring because it takes me so long to find enemies, but I go on a pretty decent tear later on as well. So, anyways, one of the main things I want to talk about here, and this is a perfect example of it, is the fact that a lot of people still can't get over the whole lonely nerd stereotype. And the reason I bring this up is because that's kind of what I was thinking about while I was playing that game. Toby jacked my kill there, what a douche. But when people imagine like a gamer, they imagine kind of like a guy like living in his parents' basement or whatever, playing games on his computer. But the thing is, times have changed a lot, and I wouldn't really say that most of the people who play games now are strict gamers. There are still gamers like me who, nerd it up, play games every day. But it's harder to say that somebody is a nerd anymore because gaming now is a very social activity. Like for example, when I first got Xbox Live and whatever, I didn't really have too many friends because I'd just moved. But through like talking with people in class or whatever, exchanging gamer tags and playing games together, I've grown to have a lot of really good friends. And that's kind of how life works for me. Is I, you know, do something and grow one area and keep meeting people and keep meeting people and doing things. I have a lot of groups of friends actually. I have some over just the internet. I know people in Sweden. I know people from real life, North Carolina, Canada. It's crazy. The internet and games in general is just you know awesome. I'm not really sure how else to say it. It allows for a lot of opportunities. And the whole time, I feel like I have a life. I still hang out with real life friends just about all the time, just about every day, chill after school and stuff, as well as the fact that, I get to spend time playing games. It's a much more social activity now. Even if the activity itself, like, you're not actively meeting new people while playing a game as often, it still leads to more connections. And that's kind of something that I feel like needs to be shared out more often. Um, because yes, whenever I say because, I always feel like I'm running myself dry because I don't really have too good of a reason. But yeah, yeah, I just feel like as times change, people's understandings need to change, and people need to just be more accepting in general of things. I'm not saying this for any reason particularly. Like I'm not saying I've come across haters especially. I tend to just get along with most people, honestly. I don't really, people don't hate on me. I don't hate on people. You give what you get. I love and they love. That's mostly my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm just a chill person who plays games with friends. I got a merciless medal there. See, I've been going hard. That's a 10 kill streak. But and then it gets ended by a shotgunner, and I'm upset. I went on a 14 streak there actually. Dang, that's pretty good actually. I didn't realize. Um, but yeah, that's I for some reason this game's really tripping me out because when I recorded it, it didn't save the game audio. For some reason it glitched or whatever. So I don't know. Normally, when I'm recording these, I'm listening to the game sounds as well, and it helps me think. But it's just silence, and all I can hear is myself. But that's not the main point anyway. the main point is, the topic of how times have changed and how people kind of need to understand, like I'll be talking with somebody and I'll say, "Yeah, I have plans today." And they're like, "Oh yeah, plans? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, me and some friends have set today aside to play the Far Cry 3 co-op campaign." It's greeted with head rolls and stuff like that. And it's like I don't understand why. Like one thing related to that is how that guy who shot up the schools in not Colorado, that was a different thing. That was the theater in Connecticut. Yeah, Newton. He apparently owned StarCraft, and the media started focusing on how he played violent video games, focusing on StarCraft. And to me, my instant reaction is, what the crap? How does that count really as a violent video game? You're just telling like figures to move. Is it any different than chess or Risk? Why is it glorified because it's violence? And it's because people tend to hate on that which they don't understand, and people who don't play games and people who aren't gamers are confused. They don't understand games as well. So that's part of the reason. People tend to focus on the negatives of things they don't understand. And that's why it gets painted in such a negative light. Why people will blame violent video games for the problems of people, which it doesn't feel like the right way to go about it. And what was I gonna tie into that? I'm so freaking scatterbrained right now, honestly. I was going to say that it's no surprise even that he played StarCraft because that's like one of the main activities for people in our age group now. People ages, like teenager to young adult, the majority of us will play games, will have played games or continue to play games in the future. So it shouldn't be a shock. It shouldn't be like, he played violent video games. It should be more like, he did, like most of the people his age group did, played games. That'd be like criticizing somebody for playing football because it's a violent sport. Yeah, sure, it's a violent sport, but what you're forgetting is that everybody does it, and people in the NFL aren't serial killers. And this is Sean getting the final kill cam with a freaking small manly. That's the only way to play. But anyways, if you understood the point I was trying to get across here, I didn't even understand the point I was trying to get across here. I'm not even sure there was a point I was trying to get across here. But yeah, leave a comment below if you have either a counterpoint or whatever, or you agree or whatever. I don't know. It's always nice to get feedback and hear other people's opinions. I've always been one for discussing, not debating so much, but just like discussing topics with people. I'm always excited to hear what other people have to say. So if you have any ideas about like why the media portrays games the way they do or anything like that, then let me know. Till then, peace out. See you guys later and have a nice day.